Did you open one already?
No. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, and welcome all who are here in person and also all joining us via live stream as we bring Shabbat into our hearts and our lives on this beautiful, beautiful Shabbat day. My Shabbat bride has arrived. And we'll invite Ali to light our Shabbat candles.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindled light.
Page 2.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen. We turn together to page 10 as we join in Mayafe Hayom, how beautiful this day is.
Shabbat Shalom, Mayafe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
On the following page, on page 12, we join in Lechuna Ranena. Come, let us sing joyously to God.
Lechuna ranena, lechuna ranena, lechuna ranena, l'Adonai. Lechuna ranena, lechuna ranena, lechuna ranena, l'Adonai. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, lekadma fapetoda. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, bizmirot naira lo. Lechuna ranena, lechuna ranena, lechuna ranena, l'Adonai. Lechuna ranena, lechuna ranena, lechuna ranena, l'Adonai.
And on page 20, we join as we welcome Shabbat into our hearts and lives with Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Shamor v'zachor
On page 24, we join in Shalom Aleichem, those words of welcome. There are so many different ways we can greet each other. We have several different kinds of Jewish greetings. One is Shalom Aleichem. What are other ways that we might greet one another? Shabbat Shalom, great. And if it's a celebration, Good Yantif. If it's a holiday, Chag Sameach. If it's a life cycle event, you might say Mazel Tov. So everybody try that again. Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov. Jesse got engaged last week. So we are very excited. Yes. It's Jewish aerobics. All right. So Mazel Tov to you and Nathan, and we're thrilled for you both and looking forward to celebrating together.
Thank you.
And let's join with everybody on page 24 as we send blessings of peace and wholeness to everyone.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Moachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We rise together for Chatzi Kaddish on page 26.
Yitgadav Yitgadav Shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'amad yivrach Yerutei ve'amlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayedecho Beit Yisrael. Bagala u'v'zman kariv v'yimeru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'alam alal me'amaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitbar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, Shmei Dekudesha, B'richu, le'edla min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'ama bimeru. Amen.
And Baruch Hu on page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Please be seated as we continue on page 30 with Ma'ariv Aravim, a prayer that thinks about and talks about the miracles, the wonders of creation, the stars and the constellations in the sky. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah poteach sha'arim, u'bitvuna mishane itim, u'machalif et hazmanim, u'misader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem b'rakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech,
וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים.
Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Ahavat olam made Yisrael, Amecha avta, Amcha avta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta, Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu, U'kumeinu nasiach bechukecha, V'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha, U'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, Ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, Uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla, Ve'ahavatcha letasir mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
We rise together as we turn to page 34 for Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated as we continue with Ve'ahavta, page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha, vidibarta bam, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם
Adonai
Elohechem emet.
Page 39. Let's join together, middle of the page. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele.
מלכותך ראו בניך בוקר ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגדול מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Page 43. Let's join together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. As we thank God for the blessings of Shabbat and join in Vishamru, page 44.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובן בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Page 47. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. We rise together for Amidah, page 46.
Adonai, sifatai tiftachu fi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, V'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, U'mevig ula lifnei v'neihem, Leman shemo be'ahava, Melech ozer u'moshia u'magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah rav lehoshia, Morid hatah. Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha bagevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, kadoshim b'chol yom yahaluch asela. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated as we continue page 53. Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see wherever we gaze that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth as we join together. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 57. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha v'yirah na'avod. Page 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'lecha na'eh lehodot. And let's join in our prayer for peace on page 61 at the top. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech adon lecho hashalom. Ki ata melech adon lecho hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech את עמך ישראל מכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם.
We take a few moments for silent prayer.
You leratzon imrefi, you leratzon imrefi, ve'yon libi lefanecha, Adonai tzuri ve'gali. Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable before you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Oh, say shalom bimromav, uyasi shalom aleinu, le'akol Yisrael, le'imeru, le'imeru.
We turn together to page 253. And there we find our prayer for healing. And we send these energies of healing to all who need, all who struggle, all who need healing of any variety, whether it's healing of body or mind or heart or soul. And in our congregation, we mention Diane Levy, Martha Snyder, David Lipsitz, Evelyn Carpenter, Jay Kaler, Arlene Sandelstein, Barbara Gage, Walter Horner, Sandra French, John Myers, Sidney Scrementi, Paula Bennett, and Suzanne Winterberger. If you're joining us via live stream and you would like to add a name, please add the name into our chat. If you are here in person and would like to add a name, please do so as I look around. We join together.
Mi sheberach avoteinu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing and and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Well, Shabbat Shalom. We are in this week's Parsha, which is known as Pinchas. And Pinchas begins with beginnings and endings, and it's in the midst of the 40-year saga of the Israelites schlepping through the desert. And basically, the story is that the 40 years is almost coming to an end, and we have the entire group of Israelites encamped on the eastern side of the Jordan, ready to just make the epic crossing of the Jordan River. Has anybody ever seen the Jordan River? Yes. Mill Creek is a torrent compared to the Jordan River. Right? The Jordan River in some spots is a little tributary of water. In other parts it's wider, but it is not the epic river that you envision. We think of it, maybe it's like the Mississippi or something. But it's actually quite a small body of water. In the Mideast, you don't have big bodies of water. But here they are encamped on this eastern side. And of course, before they begin to cross over, before you begin a journey, what do you have to do? You have to pack. And before you can pack, you have to take count of what it is that you have and what you need. So that's what they do. They take a census. And it's at this point that they also sort of figure out how things are going to be passed down from one generation to the next. And so the land is going to be passed down through the patrilineal line, and it will be this, each tribe will pass it down through the father to the son. One problem. You have one group known as, Tzlofchad, who has only daughters. And so Tzlofchad's daughters come to Moses and say, Dad's been really, really good to you, really supportive through all of the, issues and problems, and there was no water, he was supportive. There was no food, he was supportive. So now we'd like to amend this decision to say that it should go to us if there's no male heirs. Moses thinks and says, okay, well, that makes sense, I suppose, but I have to clear it with God. So Moses goes and asks God the question, and in fact, it's agreed that the daughters of Tzlofchad should inherit. Now, it seems pretty normal to us, right? This is not a strange kind of a thing. Inheritance goes to all of the children. But in the ancient world, this was radical. Radical that you would have a whole inheritance go to these daughters. What was their concern? Was their concern the money or the land? No. Their concern was that their father's name, the name of the ancestral name, would be lost. What legacy did they want to preserve? There is a custom in Jewish tradition known as an ethical will. Anybody heard of an ethical will? So what's an ethical will? If a real will leaves you stuff, an ethical will leaves you ethics, ideas, right? Ideas. Things that you want to pass down, ideas or messages that you want to pass to the next generation. We've been writing them for probably since about the early Middle Ages, actually. And essentially, these were letters that were handed down from parents to children to be read after their death. The earliest, actually, was written around the year 1000. Actually, one of them that we have is by Eliezer, son of Isaac of Worms. And when he was near death, he became sort of aware of his foibles and his mistakes, and he decided he wanted to own up to some of these and share them with his kids. And so he wrote, "Think not of evil, for evil thinking leads to evil doing. Purify your body, the dwelling place of your soul. Give of all your food a portion to God. Let God's portion be best and give it to those who need." In his letter, he goes on to cite that what his son should do from reciting the Shema, means daily prayer, right? That he should learn Hebrew and he should pray at the correct hours. In other words, the traditions and the practices of Jewish life. Many of the requests that Eliezer makes in this ethical will, now you see how he's played this, right? So he has given the ideas, but he's also made a sort of request, a series of requests. It's kind of interesting, right? Because usually in a will, you don't get that request. You don't have requests. But many of his requests, as with many of these ethical wills, were all about practice and all about Jewish experience and doing and participating. Ethical wills became popular in this transition period, or this Middle Ages or so. They then waned a little bit, and they became kind of back into popularity in two kind of experiences. One was during the Shoah, during the Holocaust. There were a number of these ethical wills that were written. One by a guy named Beryl Tomszewski, who was one of the millions and millions of people who perished in the Holocaust. We actually don't know very much about him, but we know that he lived in the Warsaw Ghetto. We know that he and his wife were found, or their bodies were found in the ghetto as the ghetto was being liquidated. And on a small chalkboard were written basically these words: "Fellow Jews, when you find us, bury my dear wife and me according to our Jewish faith. I request that you say Kaddish 3 times for my little 8-year-old son, for my devoted wife, and for me. We lived, we loved each other, we fought, and believed in God of Israel. Beryl." These ethical wills are amazing and beautiful messages that we can share with people as we leave this world and give them the gift of ideas. And so the challenge as we read through Pinchas actually is, what ideas do we want to leave behind? What ideas do we want to share with whoever might read them and whoever might come after us? They may be our children, they may be others who follow in our footsteps in other ways. But the questions remain in terms of, in your own minds, what is it that you want to leave behind? What ideas are important that you want to make sure that other people embrace and nurture? Shabbat Shalom. By the way, one of my favorite jokes, my favorite Jewish jokes, they're reading the will, and To my darling wife, I leave $5 million. And there's a hush in the crowd, because nobody can believe that this person had that much money. To each of my children, I leave $2 million each. Again, a hush. Nobody can believe it. To my brother-in-law, Morty, who always said I would never remember him in my will. Hello, Morty. With that, we turn to Elenu. Page 282. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגוהר עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. אמת מלכנו אחזולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, והארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. Our thoughts turn now to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and of death. I have the sad news to tell you that Steve Tottleben passed away yesterday, and the service will be on Tuesday at 5, and there will be calling hours from 3 to 5 also on Tuesday. You can check the Burton's website for more information, and we'll send something out as soon as all the details are finalized. Yeah. So we wish Lisa lots of blessings and love as she and her family walk this very difficult path. We are also in the period of Shloshim for Nora Giraud. And on this Shabbat, we observe Yartzeit for Reuben Cohen, John Coates, Pearl Dreyfus, Lena Kimmel, Leon Mandel, Richard Zaks, Babette Dreyfus, Kurt Horwitz, Minnie Kramer, Anna Krawitz, Judy Nadworthy, Helene Roberts, Amelia Schuster-Falk, Norma Green Sherman, Ida Schlesinger, Henry Schulhoff, Gilbert Schulman Jr., Joseph William Weil, and Irma Schuster. If anybody joining us via live stream would like to add a name, please add the name into our chat. If you are here in person and would like to add a name, please do so. We turn together to the words of Kaddish, those words that connect us to countless generations that have come before us on page 294. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ba'alma divrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chai echon u'vyom echon, uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'olmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dikudsha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran v'yalma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Please be seated. I'd like to welcome Julie Cohen forward to share some announcements.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you to Rabbi and Jesse for a beautiful service, and Jesse Mazel Tov. Services are in memory of John Coates, Leon Mandel, Harvey Chesner, Helene Roberts, and Kurt Horwitz. Next week, first of all, tomorrow, there will be Torah study via Zoom only, and that's in your handout. It's also in the email if you need the Zoom link. Next week, there will be no service here at Temple on Friday night. We will be at the beach, at Beach 11. Hot dogs and drinks will be provided. Please bring a side dish to share, and we will see you there. There's also a play area for the kids nearby if families want to come and bring their kids. On Friday, July 28th and Saturday, the 29th, services will be in Chautauqua. Again, there will be no services here that weekend. All the details are in here. I'm not going to read the times.
This is your chance. And it's always free to get in for services on Friday and Saturday. So it's a great opportunity to come in, enjoy the grounds, et cetera, et cetera.
And for both of those, please RSVP so that we know how many people will be there. You can either do that now through the Temple website, where as long as you have your login, you can just RSVP. It's very easy. I did it. And if you don't have that link yet and you're happier calling on the phone, you can just call the office and RSVP that way. And the last announcement is, mark your calendars. Erie Gives is coming up once again. The actual day to give online is Monday, August 8th. But if you want to pay by check, those need to be sent in advance by August 7th to Erie Gives. So if you have any questions, call the Temple office. But please keep in mind, Temple when Erie Gives rolls around. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. And following our service, we have a very special treat. Thank you to Allie Stubbs for providing our ice cream oneg for Shabbat. So very exciting. And we're going to conclude with Heveinu Shalom Aleichem.
Heveinu Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem, Heveinu Shalom, Heveinu Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem, Heveinu Shalom. Hinei matov u'manayim shever achim gam yachad. Hinei matov u'manayim shever achim gam yachad. Heveinu Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem, Heveinu, Aleichem, Heveinu, Aleichem, Heveinu Shalom.
All right, Maldettes, come here. I need help. Come on. Come on, all of you. Trenton, come here. Out of your seat. Let's go. I need blessing assistance.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. V'shabbat kodsho me'ahava u'vratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'vratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
All right, you ready? How does it start?
Notzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Grab a piece. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Please join us for our ice cream oneg right in the foyer.